When you're in love with someone, you only want one thing: to be close to them. That's why it hurts so much if they start pushing you away. However, this can be especially hard to notice if they're not doing it in a direct way. It can also be hard to observe when it's the last thing you expect. That's why I've put together this list so you can see the warning signs that someone you care about is actually trying to push you away. Number 1, they avoid your touch. It's easy for people to fake words and play nice. It's harder to fake it physically. If this person avoids your touch and shies away from you in weird or uncomfortable ways, it's not good news. In fact, this is one of the clearest signs someone is pushing you away when you're trying to be close. It hurts and it's perplexing, but it is what it is. Now, they may have issues that are blocking them up, or they may be undergoing struggles unrelated to you. But if this is happening with no other possible explanation, then you need to look at the chance that this person is trying to get rid of you. I've experienced it myself, and it's not exactly subtle. Someone goes from welcoming your affection to shrinking away from it like you're radioactive. It feels awful, and it's hard not to take it personally. Let's put it this way: if hugging, kissing, affectionate touching, and body contact have disappeared, then it's either problems they're having that don't involve you, or they suffer from hapheophobia, which is a fear of being touched. Or else it's that they're trying to push you away. Number 2, they ignore what you say. When it comes to glaring signs someone is pushing you away when you're trying to be close, this one is right up there. Words matter, and even if you're only making conversation, it's still nice to know that the person you care about is listening. When they continually forget what you say, or don't even listen in the first place, the frustration begins to really add up. Then, when you do insist that they hear you out, they will often act as if you're demanding that they climb Mount Everest, or perform some Herculean task. If it's that annoying listening to what you're saying, then why are you together anyway? This is hard, because whether or not it's intentional, the result is the same. You feel neglected and pushed away. Some part of this person is rejecting what you say and categorizing it as unimportant, tiring, or bothersome. This is where you need to think about how much you can tolerate. Number 3, they cancel often and don't want to meet up. All of us have to reorganize our schedules sometimes or cancel dates. That's perfectly understandable, and it's no reason to scuffle a relationship. But when someone wants to push you away, you'll notice that cancellations and not wanting to meet up are part of an ongoing pattern. You may write it off for a time or two, but by 4th or 5th time, it's a lot harder to just turn a blind eye to the cold shoulder you're getting. Nor should you. It hurts because for one reason or another, this person almost definitely is pushing you away. They may still be interested in you or having other reasons for doing it than losing interest, but the fact remains they are trying to distance themselves from you. This goes for texting and calling too, so be ready for a lot of dropped calls and unanswered texts. Number 4, their behaviour is bizarre and cold. We all have off days now and then, that's life. But if you've noticed a marked shift in the behaviour of this person you're interested in, then you know it's a different issue entirely. In fact, bizarre and cold behaviour is one of the most worrisome signs someone is pushing you away when you're trying to be close. If you're a confident person, you may react angrily or by giving them the cold shoulder. People with less confidence may react to cold behaviour by questioning what they did wrong or did it deserve this reaction. The truth is that it's happening with them, not with you, and you should never be expected to read minds in order to get close to someone. Even if there is some compelling reason why your love interest is acting like a cold fish, they need to do whatever they can to open up to you about it. Otherwise, you can't really be expected to stick around. Number 5, you feel it in your gut. Never underestimate the power of your gut. I don't only mean this in a physical sense, gut health is really important. I also mean it in an emotional sense. Your gut instinct matters a lot because of this visceral link with the world and your experiences in it. If your gut is telling you that this person is pushing you away, I can almost guarantee that you are correct in some way. The key at this point of realization is not to panic or overreact. Relationships do go through ups and downs, so the fact that you are being pushed away does not necessarily mean the connection is doomed. The best move, if you're experiencing an emotionally cold person, is to also move away yourself. Trust your gut and where it's leading you. Your gut is deeper than your surface impulses to text a lot, call, get upset, or completely cut the person off. Your gut tells you to be silent, breathe, and reflect for a moment. It tells you to be true to yourself and settle for nothing less than what you truly deserve and what you have earned. Listen to your gut. Number 6, your texts and messages sit on read. I have to be honest that texting and messaging are one of the most stressful parts of modern dating. It's so hard to read someone's emotions or situation when you're communicating with words, emoticons, or short voice notes. How are you supposed to know what to say or not to say? Have you said too much or not enough? It's basically a perfect laboratory for overthinking and self-criticism. And we all know one of the worst things that can happen when you're into someone is to send them a message and get no reply. Sometimes for days. Even worse is when you can see that they have read the message and still not responded. It's hard not to keep checking for those little dots showing they're writing back. Some of us have even been so far down in the pit that we've watched someone start writing back and stop, only to continue leaving us on read. It's like a bad movie that just won't end. The best thing to do at the point you're being diligently ghosted is to force yourself to focus on something else. Seriously, just do it. Mechanically move yourself to do something else, whether it's going for a jog, painting, hitting a punching bag, or playing music. The worst thing you can do is respond emotionally or anxiously. Number 7, they have time for others but not for you. Another one of the biggest signs someone is pushing you away when you're trying to be close is that they have time for others but not for you. After all, if this person is pushing everyone away, it's a little different than if they're specifically pushing you away. Actually, it's a lot different. For this reason, take a look at their behaviour as much as you can surrounding how they're responding to others in general. Are they in hermit mode, never online, or clearly tuned out from social life in general? Or are they going about their business with the notable exception of freezing you out? Don't be paranoid or try to overanalyze their behaviour, but do be honest. If they have time for others but not for you, then they're clearly trying to push you away. If you have no idea why, I strongly encourage you not to jump to self-blame. That's a losing game that has destroyed many people's hearts and souls. Just refuse to play. Do your best in life and love and let the chips fall where they may. It may be painful when things don't work, but don't let yourself turn into a story about you being unworthy or defective. You're not.